Next example. So for example, if we consider the circular path, complete circle, let us say the starting point is A and finally the body reaches to the point A. Starting point A is and finally the body reaches to the point A. Here, what is the distance and what is the displacement here? It's a closed path. This is the complete circle. Here the distance is total path followed by the body from starting point to ending point. Starting point is A and ending point is also A. So that means the body traveling like this, it completes like this, and the total distance is nothing but circumference of the circle, that is equals to 2 pi r. And what is the displacement here? Displacement. The shortest path between starting point and ending point. What is the starting point? A. Ending point is also A. Then what is the shortest path between starting point and ending point? Nothing. That's why displacement is 0. Displacement is 0. So based on this we can say that in any closed path, the displacement of the body must be equal to 0. In any closed path, the displacement of the body must be equal to 0. Any closed path. For example, let us say body starts at the point A and travels like this and again finally reaches to the point A. This is also the closed path. And here starts like this and travels in this way and again finally reaches to the point A. Where the starting point and ending point are same, if the starting point and ending point are same, that is called the closed path. In that any closed path, the displacement of the body must be equal to 0. So based on this we can say that displacement may be 0 or any value. Displacement is 0, maybe 0 or maybe any value, but the distance never be 0. Distance never be 0. So that means based on this we can say that distance always greater than or equal to displacement. Based on this we can say that the distance always greater than or equal to displacement. When distance and displacement are equal, in a straight line path, for example, if the body starts from A and reaches to the point B, if the body starts from the point A and reaches to the point B, let us say this is the straight path, let us say it is the 4 meters. In this situation, the body travels like this, traveling from point A to the point B in this direction. So in this situation, this is called the straight line path or one dimensional motion. So in this situation, the distance and displacement are equal. Here the distance is 4 meters and the displacement is also 4 meters. In this situation, distance and displacement are equal. In any other situation, distance must be greater than displacement. Remember that. So here, so this is about distance and displacement. Distance is a scalar quantity and the displacement is a vector quantity. Difference between scalar and vector are scalar quantity having only magnitude, that means distance having only magnitude, but the displacement having magnitude as well as direction. That's why here the displacement will be 0, we have any value, and the displacement may be positive or negative. So because it is a vector, So previously we discussed about along x axis it is considered as I cap. For example, it is the origin O. Let us say it is considered as positive x, then it is considered as negative x. In this direction is considered as positive x and this direction is considered as negative x. So that means if the body displaced in this direction, the displacement may be negative. Displacement may be negative. So that's why displacement may be positive or negative or 0. That is a distance and displacement. Next, so for example here, so here we have three conditions: one dimensional motion, two dimensional motion, three dimensional motion. One dimensional motion means the motion of the body is confined to only one direction, either along x axis, either positive or negative, either along y axis, either positive or negative, along z axis, either positive or negative. That means if the motion of the body is confined to only one direction, that is called one dimensional motion or motion in one dimension. If the motion of the body confined to two dimension, let us say x and y. If the body moving in the xy plane, two dimensional motion, this is called two dimensional motion. So if the body moving in the three dimensional x axis, y axis and z axis, if the body moving in the three x axis, y axis and z axis, then this is called three dimensional motion. So we have three conditions: one dimensional motion, two dimensional, three dimensional. One dimensional means motion of the body is confined to only one direction. Two dimension means motion of the body must be in x and y plane or any two dimension, xy or yz or zx, anything. And three dimensional motion means motion of the body is in three dimensions, x, y, z, three what we are moving. For example, I am moving from this corner to that corner, that is a three dimensional motion, three dimension, like that. So for example, here I am considering the two vectors, let us say it is r1 and it is r2. So here the displacement can be written as, so displacement can be written as here, always we must write final minus initial, r2 bar minus r1 bar. If the two vectors are present in the two dimensional system or three dimensional system, whatever it is, r1 bar and r2 bar, how can you calculate the displacement? Displacement means final minus initial. Here r2 bar minus r1 bar. Displacement can be mentioned as r2 bar minus r1 bar. This is very, very important it is. Next, this is about distance displacement. Next, what is meant by speed? How can you define speed? Speed is nothing but rate of distance, or speed is defined as rate of change of distance, that is called speed, or it is also defined as distance travelled by the body in unit time. Distance travelled by the body in unit time. Simply we can write speed is defined as distance by time. Speed is defined as the distance by time. Now, here, how can you define, for example, so point A, so point B. Let us say the distance between these two is 5 meters. Distance between A and B is 5 meters. The time taken to travel from A to B is, for example, time taken to travel from A to B is, let us say it is 2 seconds. 2 seconds. Then how can you find out speed? Distance by time. What is the distance? 5 divided by time is 2. So that is 2.5 meter per second. The unit is meter per second. Distance defined, distance unit is meter, time unit is second. So that is meter per second. So speed is 2.5 meter per second, or for small distances it is also centimeter per second, centimeter per second or millimeter per second, whatever it is, anything we can calculate. So this is speed can be just a simple small example. A to B, the distance is 5 meters. The body takes 2 seconds to reach from A to B. 2 seconds to reach from A to B. The speed of the body is distance by time. 5 by 2, that is 2.5 meter per second. That is, and this is the speed. And here the speed is also a scalar quantity. Speed is a scalar quantity. It doesn't have any direction. Speed doesn't have any direction. And one more thing, speed never be equal to, if the body is in motion, remember this point, if the body is in motion, speed never be equal to 0. If the body is at rest, definitely speed is 0. If the body is at rest, speed definitely equal to 0. But if the body is in motion, speed never be equal to 0, because the distance never equal to 0. So that's why this is the speed. And one more condition is uniform speed. So what is meant by the speed is, we can call it as distance by time, definitely. What is uniform speed? Uniform speed means if the body travels equal distances in equal intervals of time, that is called uniform speed. If the body travels equal distances in equal intervals of time, that is called uniform speed. Now come to the point. For example, this is A and this is B. Let us say I am dividing, let us say it is 5 meters, it's 5 meters. We are dividing this into intervals. If the time taken to travel the body, first 5 meters, let us say 1 second. The time taken to travel the distance, first 5 meters is 1 second, and next 5 meters also 1 second, and it is also 1 second, and it is 1 second, and it is 1 second. That means in every single second, if the body travels 5 meters, then uniform, this is called uniform speed. Equal distances in equal intervals of time. So first 1 second it travels 5 meters, 2 seconds 10 meters, 3 seconds 15, 4 seconds 20, 5 seconds 25. That means in each and every second, the body is traveling 5 meters distance. That is, the body travels with uniform speed. Equal distances in equal intervals of time, that is called uniform speed. So here one more thing is, so here uniform speed is, we can say it as 5 meters per second. In each and every second it travels a distance 5 meters, here 5 meters per second, here also 5 meters per second, here also 5 meters per second, 5 meters per second, 5 meters per second. So that means each and every second the body travels 5 meters. That's why its body travels with uniform speed, and here the speed of the body is 5 meters per second. And one more thing is non-uniform speed. Non-uniform speed. Non-uniform speed means here the body travels equal distances in unequal intervals of time. Body travels equal distances in unequal intervals of time, or unequal distances in equal intervals of time, unequal distances and equal intervals of time, or unequal distances in unequal intervals of time. In any situation, that is called non-uniform speed. So here if the body travels 5 meters in 1 second, next 5 meters in next second, or here it takes 5 meters in 2 seconds. Here it travels the distance 5 meters, let us say it takes 2 seconds here, that is non-uniform speed. Or here 1 second, 1 second. In the first second if the body travels 5 meters, in the next second it travels 2 meters, let us say, that is also non-uniform speed, like that. If the body travels equal distances in unequal intervals of time, or unequal distances in equal intervals of time, or unequal distances in unequal intervals of time, these three situations are called non-uniform speed. So this is about uniform speed and non-uniform speed. Next. Next. Instantaneous speed. Instantaneous speed means the speed of the body in a particular time. The speed of the body in a particular time, that is called instantaneous speed. So here it is, instantaneous speed is equals to limit delta t tends to 0 delta s by delta t. This is the general formula. That means limit delta t tends to 0. So that means the time interval is very much less. Time interval is very much less. In that small time interval, the displacement in the time is considered as instantaneous speed, or it is also can be written as ds by dt. Simply we can write as instantaneous speed can be defined as limit delta t tends to 0 delta s by delta t. Delta t tends to 0, that means the time interval is very much less in that very short interval of time, that is equals to ds by dt. So this is about instantaneous speed. Next, same way we can define velocity, average velocity, instantaneous velocity, uniform velocity, non-uniform velocity. Example. For example, it's a point A, it's a point B. Let us say the total distance is S. The total distance between A and B is S. For example, if the body travels first half of the distance with speed v1, if the body travels first half of the distance with the speed v1 and second half of the distance with the speed v2, first half of the distance with the speed v1 and second half of the distance with the speed v2, then what is the, let me explain one thing, what is average speed? Sorry for that. Average speed. Average speed is defined as total distance travelled divided by total time. Average speed is defined as the total distance travelled by the body divided by the total time taken to travel the distance. Total distance travelled divided by total time taken to travel the distance, that is called average speed. So here in this situation, here the condition is the distance between A and B is S. In this total distance, if the body travels first half of the distance with speed v1 and second half of the distance with speed v2, then what is the average speed? That we have to calculate. So here the average speed is nothing but total distance by total time. Remember that. So average speed we have to calculate. Here the question is, first half of the distance the body travels with speed v1, second half of the distance body travels with speed v2. That is a condition. So average speed is equals to, we can write total distance by total time. So here we know the total distance is S. Total time is, let us say, t1 and t2. Time taken to travel the first half of the distance is t1 and time taken to travel the second half of the distance is t2. Total distance by total time. Time taken to travel the first half of the distance is t1, second half of the distance is t2. So now here we don't know time. We have to calculate average speed. Average speed is total distance by total time. The total distance is S divided by total time. We don't know the time. To travel from A to this position t1 and this position to this is t2. How can we calculate time? That is important here. So here we know speed is equals to distance by time. So from this we can calculate time is equals to distance by speed. Time is equals to distance by speed. So let us say here t1 can be written as first half of the distance, first half, that is S by 2 divided by time can be written as distance by speed. Distance is first half, that is S by 2. Speed is v1, that is t1 can be written as S by 2 v1. Similarly, t2 can be written as t2 time, second time, total distance by total speed. Second time distance S by 2 divided by v2, that is S by 2 v2. So the t1 value is S by 2 v1, t2 value is S by 2 v2. Therefore average speed, total distance is S, time t1 can be written as S by 2 v1 plus S by 2 v2. S divided by S by 2 common in denominator, it is 1 by v1 plus 1 by v2. This fraction reversed, 2 by S into S by denominator LCM v1 and v2. Here v1 v2, LCM is v1 v2. So let us say it is v2 and it is v1. S gets cancelled. So that is equals to 2 V1 V2 by V1 plus V2, that is average speed. 2 V1 V2 by V1 plus V2. Here we calculated time. Time is equals to S by 2 V1. Here it is S by 2 V2. Just we substituting here S by 2 V1 plus S by 2 V2. So here S by 2 common, 1 by V1 plus 1 by V2. This fraction reverses 2 by S. And here it is LCM V1 V2. Here we have V1, that's why V2. Here we have V2 V1. So that's why average speed is equals to 2 V1 V2 by V1 plus V2. When this situation, if the body travels first half of the distance with speed V1 and second half of the distance with speed V2, that's why average speed can be written as 2 V1 V2 by V1 plus V2. So here example, let's do an example problem here. If the body travels first half of the distance with with speed 3 meters per second, first half of the distance with speed 3 meters per second, second half of the distance with speed 4 meter per second. If the body travels from A to B, that is the condition. First half of the distance it travels with 3 meters per second and second half of the distance it travels with 4 meters per second. What is the average speed? So average speed can be written as general formula 2 V1 V2 by V1 plus V2. So that is equals to 2 into V1 is 3, V2 is 4 divided by 3 plus 4. 24 divided by 7. 24 by 7 meters per second. This is the average speed. Next, one more example. The question will be like this also. If the body starts from A and reaches to B, so let us say person starts from A and reaches to B with speed, let us say 5 meters per second, and again return to A from B with speed 6 meters per second. What is the average speed here? We have to find out. What is average speed? Here the question is, person starting from A to B with speed 5 meters per second and again B to A with speed 6 meters per second. So A to B and B to A must be the same distance. Whatever is the distance from A to B, the same distance from B to A also. So let us consider A to B is considered as the first half of the distance and B to A is considered as the second half of the distance. Traveling from A to B is considered as first half and B to A is considered as second half. Let us say I am considering like this. Let us say A, it's B and again A. So A to B, the person travels with 5 meters per second and B to A, the person travels with 6 meters per second. A to B, again B to A. For our convenience, I am considering like this for easily understanding. A to B, the person travels with 5 meters per second and B to A travels with 6 meters per second. Here A to B is considered as the first half of the distance and B to A is considered as the second half of the distance. That means the person traveling with 5 meters per second in the first half and 6 meters per second in the second half, the average speed. Here average speed is equals to 2v1 v2 by v1 plus v2, because this is the first half of the distance and this is the second half of the distance, that is equals to 2 into 5 into 6 by 5 plus 6, 60 by 11 meters per second. This is the average speed of the person in his journey. These are the types of problems.